Good evening and welcome to the penultimate evening in Elul. What I'd like to do this evening is look at the very concluding prayers of the Yom Kippur service at the end of Ne'ilah. Most of the congregation will have gone home much earlier in the day, and there are only the faithful few who are left at this stage. And there are some very powerful readings that obviously most people miss. And whoever has been leading the services for the past however many hours is expected to deliver a fairly lengthy monologue in front of the open ark, presumably on behalf of the whole congregation. But it's quite a lengthy piece, but also quite a powerful one. And so I'm including it here as we reach the end of Elul, just to give you an insight into what you may well not have heard on Yom Kippurs in the past. Eternal God, where can I go from your spirit? Where can I flee from your presence? If I ascend to the heavens, you are there. If I make my home in the lowest depths, behold, you are there. If I take up the wings of the morning and dwell on the ocean's farthest shore, even there your hand will lead me, your right hand will hold me. And if I say, let only the darkness cover me, and the light about me be night, even the darkness is not too dark for you, but the night is bright as the day. When I consider the heavens, the work of your hands, and when I gaze at the measureless sea of space and the endless host of stars that sail in it, and when I set out to understand this marvel and its tremendous maker, then your greatness and power overwhelm me. Your infinite majesty makes me tremble with awe. For the worlds beyond count are but a breath of your spirit, the lucent suns only beams of your light. Oh, what are we that you have given us eyes to see something of your truth? What am I that you have given me thought to fathom something of your purpose? Yet upon the earth with all its abundance and beauty, forests dancing with life, mountains rising like prayers, seas roaring their creative hymn, with all the mysteries of the boundless depths and the immeasurable heights, you have chosen us to proclaim your grandeur and to voice the longing of all beings for you, O Sovereign of the universe and Fountain of life. In human beings you have blended two worlds, perishable earth and immortal soul. Finite matter locked into time and space, and infinite spirit, which endures through all eternity. You have given us dominion over the works of your hands. You have placed all things under our care. You have commanded us to live at peace with all living creatures, and to walk softly in their presence. But there is that in us which darkens our soul. Called to a life of righteousness, we turn to prideful rebellion. The passions which rage within us would drown the voice of conscience. We are a battleground where good and evil, virtue and vice, love and hate contend for the mastery of our life. Impatiently we complain of the struggle, forgetting that the power to choose is the glory and greatness of our being. When we succumb, life loses its beauty, and within us sounds the voice of judgment. Where are you? How have you fallen, children of the Most High? But sure as is your judgment, Eternal One, greater still is your mercy. It is not the sinner's death you demand, only that they return to you, return to true life. The gates of your forgiveness are open wide, and all who seek you may enter to be at one with you. Aware of our guilt, divine presence, source of our life, we have come before you longing for your nearness, your light and your peace. We have reflected with anguish on a life misused and filled with regrets, on opportunities neglected and promises unfulfilled. We have struggled to reach you, to turn back to you and to your law. Accept then our penitent spirits. Be with us as our hope for the future. Grant that the prayers and searchings of these days of awe may strengthen and sustain us in the time ahead. Now, as evening falls, light dawns within us, hope and trust revive. The shadow which darkened our spirit has vanished, and through the passing cloud there breaks with the last rays of the setting sun the radiance of your forgiving peace. We are restored by the knowledge of your love. How can we find words to thank you for your goodness, and how suppose that words alone are fitting thanks? And so we make this pledge. We will thank you with our lives. We will offer to you the work of our hands. Fill then our hearts, our life, our work, with a constant love for you, sustainer of the universe and creator of all humanity. Then shall our souls rejoice and sing. You have turned my grief into dancing, released me from my anguish, and surrounded me with gladness. Eternal One, my God, I will give thanks to you forever. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. So that brings to an end our last but one evening in Elul, the closing words of Ne'ilah, the final service of Yom Kippur. Of course, the very final words are Adonai hu ha-Elohim, the Eternal One is God, which is repeated 7 times, an acknowledgement of the presence of God, of the divinity of our God, of the universal presence of the God whom we have spent the past 25 hours speaking to, listening to, connecting with, running away from, whatever it is we've spent Yom Kippur doing. We make that acknowledgement at the end that the God exists and that the whole purpose of the High Holy Days is to enable us to define or redefine our relationship with that God. I hope your journey through the High Holy Days brings you successfully to that point, and it remains just for me to say, Adonai Yishmor Tzeitenu Uvo'enu Me'ata V'ad Olam. Pray that God will guard our going out and our coming in, now and always. Amen. Laila Tov, and stay safe.